Logan Paul's fairy tale wedding has already turned into a public circus. Barely weeks after tying the knot with Nina Agdal in Lake Como, the internet is dissecting a viral Escalade clip that makes their honeymoon look more like a war zone. One moment, Logan is inside the vehicle, reaching through the window to grab Nina's arm. The next, he's storming out, only for her to swing her leg and try to trip him on the curb. It's not playful, it's not sweet, and it definitely doesn't look like love. Instead, it's raw tension caught on camera, and it's got everyone asking the same question. What on earth is happening inside this brand new marriage? The clip spread like wildfire because it broke an unwritten rule. Newlyweds are supposed to glow, to bask in their honeymoon phase, to look inseparable. Instead, Logan and Nina looked like adversaries. He pulled, she resisted, he stepped out, she lashed out, and just like that, their private argument became a global spectacle. Social media didn't just replay it, but they slowed it down, zoomed in, and frame by frame the hostility. Every flick of her foot, every tug of his hand was turned into evidence. To some, it looked like an accident. To others, it screamed dysfunction. And no matter how you interpret it, one thing is clear. This isn't the picture of newlywed bliss. The timing makes it even wilder. Logan and Nina said "I do" less than a month ago in Italy, at one of the most glamorous destinations on Earth. Lake Como was supposed to be the setting of romance, a dreamy fairy tale with stunning scenery, luxury details, and a couple walking into forever. But beneath the surface, chaos was bubbling. The proposal had been romantic enough back in 2023, but by the time the wedding rolled around, things were already shaky. Guests whispered that Logan seemed distracted, even reckless. Then came the infamous cake incident. Instead of cutting it lovingly with his new bride, Logan literally punched it. His brother Jake jumped in, turning what should have been a celebration into a full-blown boxing match against dessert. Crumbs flew, the crowd bizarrely cheered, and Nina's supposed fairy tale moment was reduced to a sideshow. Moments like that made people question whether she really got what she wanted. Some saw a woman chasing luxury, financial stability, and the influencer lifestyle. Others saw someone who thought she was marrying into protection and power, only to find herself in a performance marriage where chaos comes standard. The viral comments say it all. One person joked, "Divorce bells are already ringing and they haven't even finished their honeymoon." Another added, "This marriage isn't built to last more than 4 years, and if it even makes it that far." The Escalade clip only made things worse. Watch closely and you'll see the intensity ramp up. Inside the vehicle, Logan leans in, not in a romantic way, but with the energy of someone trying to pull her closer. Nina pulls back. The vibe is tense and it's all caught in crystal clarity thanks to adjusted brightness and contrast. This isn't a kiss before stepping out onto a red carpet. It's a tug-of-war that looks anything but loving. Then Logan storms out, only for Nina to stick out her foot. Not once, but twice, like as if to trip him. He storms off ahead, leaving her behind. She exits later, trailing in his wake, while the cameras drink it all in. Neither side comes out looking good. Logan yanking her arm through the window is aggressive. Nina trying to trip him in front of the world is equally messy. The energy between them isn't playful sparring. It's raw hostility, a clash playing out where millions can watch. That's why fans are already speculating about how long this marriage will last. With Logan's WWE career demanding polish and professionalism, the optics of him in a messy argument with his wife are disastrous. Wrestling is about looking unstoppable, larger than life. But this clip makes him look small, human, and out of control. The irony is that Logan once looked like the model partner. Back when Nina was pregnant with their daughter, he was protective to a fault. He stepped in physically to guard her, pushed people away, and projected the image of a man obsessed with keeping his family safe. But now, barely a year later, that protective energy is gone. What used to look like devotion now looks like domination, and fans are asking what happened. Nina, meanwhile, is being painted as the weaker party, Not just because she's smaller, but because the power imbalance is glaring. She's now tied to a man whose entire professional persona is built on aggression, on putting opponents in their place, and on making violence look glamorous. Fans argue she's at a disadvantage, stuck in a high-profile marriage where every argument, every gesture, and every stumble gets broadcast to the world. And it doesn't help that Logan himself seems confused about what their marriage even is. At times, he still refers to her as his fiancée. In speeches, he rambles about divorce statistics, turning what should be vows of love into cynical jokes. At one point, he flat-out joked that 75% of marriages fail. What kind of groom says that at his own wedding? The situation gets even murkier when you consider the rumors that their marriage might not even be legally binding. Some online sleuths claim there's a loophole that the Lake Como ceremony was more symbolic than official, and that Nina may not have the legal protections of a wife under California law. If that's true, the entire event was smoke and mirrors, a staged show for social media rather than a binding commitment. For Nina, that would mean no access to financial protections, no guaranteed stake in his fortune, and no safety net if things go south. And for Logan, it means he can play husband without ever truly being one. The cracks don't end there. Logan's bizarre wedding speech didn't focus on family or devotion. Instead, it veered into dark jokes, divorce statistics, and awkward stories that left guests cringing. Jake's own speech wasn't much better, with the off-color humor that only added to the discomfort. Together, the brothers turned a romantic milestone into another circus act, a brand that follows them everywhere. For people watching, it reinforced the idea that Logan treats marriage less like a commitment and more like a performance. The internet hasn't held back. One viral comment bluntly read, "Why would anyone marry Logan Paul?" Another piled on, "They've only been married 18 days and already look hostile." They're the new Spears. Others have suggested Nina only stayed because of the baby, hinting that without their daughter, this relationship would have ended long ago. The speculation is brutal, but it reflects a growing sense that this union is less about love and more about image. And then there's the ghost of Chloe Bennett. Fans haven't forgotten that Logan once dated the actress, and many still believe she was the one who got away. Logan himself hasn't helped those rumors. He's admitted publicly that Chloe taught him what love was supposed to feel like. He's praised her empathy, her way of living, her ability to make people feel cared for. He even said she was a light in a time when he had none, and that her influence left a permanent mark on his life. Those aren't the words of a man who moved on cleanly. So when fans see him clashing with Nina, the whispers return. Maybe he never got over Chloe. For Nina, that's a nightmare. She's just given birth, just stepped into married life, and already people are saying she's living in someone else's shadow. It's not just the Escalade clip or the cake-smashing chaos. It's the lingering suspicion that her husband's heart might still belong to someone else. In the public eye, that's almost worse than any viral fight. The chaos hasn't stopped at home. Professionally, Logan is taking hits too. His WWE match against John Cena made headlines. Not because he won, but because he lost. Fans assumed Cena had retired from wrestling, but seeing Logan lose in such a public way fueled the narrative that he's losing control of both his career and his personal life. In the span of weeks, Logan went from triumphant groom to man under siege, with cracks showing in every direction. That's why the Escalade clip hit so hard. It wasn't just a bad moment caught on camera, it was the perfect symbol of everything unraveling. A marriage that feels staged, a partnership cracking, a man torn between his professional persona and his private reality. For Nina, it looks like a trap. For Logan, it looks like a performance gone wrong. And for the public, it's entertainment. Messy, viral, addictive entertainment. Whether this marriage survives is anyone's guess. Maybe they patch things up behind closed doors. Maybe the rumors about legality are wrong and they're truly bound together. Or maybe the cracks widen until the whole thing collapses in public. What's clear is that the fairy tale has already slipped into something else entirely. What should have been a honeymoon is now a headline. What should have been intimacy is now hostility. And what should have been a marriage is now a circus act the whole world is watching. So, what do you think? Is Nina Agdal trapped in a toxic marriage? Or did she know exactly what she was signing up for when she said, "I do"? Is Logan Paul a husband trying and failing to balance love and image? Or is he simply living out the only role he knows? The performer, the showman, the chaos agent? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. And if you think this was messy, wait until you see what's next. The next scandal already brewing around the Paul family makes this look tame. Don't click away, you'll want to see what's coming.